Hello, and welcome to Simon's Universe of Music. This is episode 4. Decided to go with the Australian band Jet. Jet come from Melbourne, Australia. They formed in 2001. They're a great rock and roll band that have given us great tunes. They're a 4-piece band. Nick, Chris, Cameron and Mark, 4 of them, especially for Nick and Chris being brothers, the connection that they have really is pretty awesome. I'm really proud to be a fan of Jet and to say that I've seen them. I saw them 3 times, and seeing them 3 times was always something that I really looked forward to. I definitely enjoyed going out to see them, and the first time I would have saw them was at Reading Festival, and I've seen them twice at Birmingham Academy. I think they've done incredible for where they've come from. To have a band from there to travel around the world with a lot of bands at that time, with Strokes, Kings of Leon, Yeah Yeahs, who else? Hives. I know for a fact Nick out of Jet was really happy in that band, playing with all them different bands. Festivals around the world, America, Europe, all the gigs, support. I know Jet absolutely loved it. What got us into Jet? Weekday night, we'd be watching like MTV, and the video would be on Are You Gonna Be My Girl? When this song came out, it's definitely a hit. It is an absolute class single. Even the B-sides are good on it. Hey kids, you were right. Are You Gonna Be My Girl? They were even putting videos on their singles at that time, quite a few bands. So you put it on your PC, you load it up, and hey ho, you've got the single on your computer. That's pretty cool. So after getting the first single, Are You Gonna Be My Girl, it was album time once again. So they released their first album, Get Born, and hey, what an absolute great first album by this band. I mean, it sold 6.5 million albums. Went to see them on an NME tour of them doing this album. When I was at Reading Festival and you're mingling with people, they were definitely a band that people were excited about. I can imagine nearly everybody I know has got this album, and if they haven't, then I'm quite surprised. Are You Gonna Be My Girl? Roll over DJ. Look What You've Done. Get What You Need. Move On. With this album, with the tracks that it's got, for the 13 tracks that it has, mixture of great rock and roll song. Roll Over DJ was used for the PlayStation game Gran Turismo, but the other thing for this album, it was produced by Dave Sardy. Dave Sardy later went on to work with, people like Oasis and Dirty Pretty Things and bands like that. And Noel Gallagher's first album, which is unbelievable. I can imagine people around the world have put this on and absolutely played it to death. I think they got a lot of praise of a lot of people. They got praise of the Rolling Stones, who I think are at the top with the Beatles. Now, you can imagine these 4 guys being a young Australian band that broke through into the universe, let's say, to be given an opportunity to play with them in Australia on the Rolling Stones World Tour. That is absolutely colossal for any young bunch of guys to play with their heroes, and I hope in the future that other young bands have the opportunity to have that. So it gets to album number 2. The first one came out in 2003. The second album, Shine On, came out. I think Jet done pretty well to follow up into 2006. It is a really good second album, and still with Dave Sardy working with Jet, using the same producer as Oasis. I think Jet were really going in the right direction as a band. For the time period it came out the same time as Definitely Maybe's Don't Believe the Truth. And when Oasis were in America, these guys were supporting, and these songs would have been there. So on this second album, there are quite a few tracks that I do like. Put Your Money Where Your Mouth Is, which is a great rock song. Bringing On Back is another great tune. It's a great tune which has a nice beat. I went to see him on his second album tour, and really good, really exciting. I went with some good mates. I think with Jet's first two albums, they've produced great music. Great times for the fans. They are an exciting, cool band. I know I really admired their look. Their look was absolutely at the best. You know, their retro look with their bootcut jeans, with the cowboy boots, denim jackets, cravats, hair. The only thing I'd say about Jet is they've got a sweet side to them. It's not all about the rough rock and screaming, shouting, loud. They have a soft side to them, where they have these beautiful kind of love songs, I suppose, but sweet little songs where it's got it all playing and you're loving it, and I suppose if you're in the crowd watching them, it's very yeah, come on, this is going to be brilliant. Go to the bar, have another beer or two, and this is awesome. You jump around like a lunatic. But at the same time, they slow it all down, and they have this little thing where you're like, okay, this is cool. So it gets 2009, and they bring out the third album. I can remember hearing their first single. I can remember seeing it on TV, 2009, She's a Genius, when that came out. And I was like, yeah, great. I love these still. They've still got it. Brilliant. And I know I'm going to get the third album. So this is the third album, Shaka Rock, which got Goodbye Hollywood on it, which is a really nice song. I wonder if Nick took it from when they was touring America and the world, and were being their ages at the time, it would have been pretty amazing, I suppose. To me, that sounds very like 1970s rock. I think the Jet get a lot of influences from a lot of the greats, your Beatles, your Stones, Zeppelin. There's an Australian band that they really like, UMI. Nick saying that he started playing guitar in 1995 was definitely influenced by that band. So Jet started in 2001 and they carried on to 2012. In 2012 they called it a day. As I know, Chris and Nick's dad passed away, and I think they were pretty hurt by that, as anyone would, and I think he had a huge influence on the band and them boys with their music, and with being close to family. Hey, we all understand that. So in 2016 they decided to get back together and tour and bring that back and play the hits, because it was the anniversary of it, which I think is great. This album will seriously last the test of time for a long period of time. So where can we finish off with Jet? They've got 3 great albums. They're a great live band, which is absolutely what you want. They're a good band, and they've got a lot of things that I really do love about them as an Australian band. They've got great tunes, they've got great sounds, they play their instruments well, they are fantastic. Chris is a great drummer. Nick, his songwriting, and Cameron and Mark, they have really been a great 4-piece band. Nick is part of, which is an all-star band with Miles Kane, Sean at the Zootons, and Matt Bellamy. I think Graham Cox is in that band as well. And Nick's part of that. So, hey, wouldn't it be incredible if they made an album? that would definitely be great to hear. And with Nick's voice and with the other people around him. So for Nick to be doing that is good. He also did bring out a solo album as well. Jet, will they carry on live? I hope so. Will the fans still be there? I would suspect so. Could they go and support someone else? Could they support Oasis in the future? Who knows? Wouldn't that be something? If you've enjoyed me talking about Jet, give us a thumbs up, put those notifications on, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.